I am the humble warden of a gallery, ineffable, a connoisseur of relics rare, uniquely indefensible. I gather up antiquities, historic and collectible, and store them all in stasis fields exceedingly respectable. My vaults contain exemplars quite impossibly assorted, from Astartes to administratum, neatly all transported. I curate wars in miniature, with lighting most theatrical, and every scene is labeled in a manner most grammatical. I've dioramas luminous of conflicts long forgotten, with uniforms impeccably preserved from age unrotten. And should a piece be absent from a tableau biographical, I simply requisition it by methods geographical. In short, where there are artifacts heroic or deplorable, I take them to my galleries to keep them quite adorable. For I am Trazyn, chronicler of treasures metaphysical, preserver of the priceless and the faintly paradoxical. I seldom wage a battle in a fashion inelegant, preferring schemes and proxies far more artful and intelligent. Why risk my own necrodermis in conflicts loud and clamorous, when surrogate arrangements are delightfully less hazardous? Inquisitors and rogue traders imagine they can outfox me till they awake as exhibits in a tasteful little boxy. They enter as invaders with intentions rather actionable. They leave us silent statues posed and pleasantly refashionable. I've liberated regiments from planets doomed and crumbling. Their gratitude, I must confess, is rarely less than grumbling. Yet history demands of me a firmness uncompromising, and culture must be rescued, though the locals find it traumatizing. So if you lose an heirloom to a theft that seems improbable, or vanish mid-campaign in ways distinctly unexplainable, remember that posterity requires firm custodianship, and I provide the service with impeccable curatorship. But there is one blemish on my otherwise perfectional, a cryptic, most infuriating, tiresome, objectional. Orican the diviner, ever peering at the probable, insist my life's devotion is unethical, abominable. For 10 millennia we've wrangled over crypts astrological. He meddles with chronology in fashions most illogical. He alters past to spite me, which I find distinctly petulant, then lectures me on destiny in tones absurdly flatulent. He calls my work obsessive in a manner most unflattering, while I declare his prophecies bombastic, idle chattering. We bickered over serenade in rivalry, are practical, a feud both grand and petty and intensely problematical. Yet rivalry, I must admit, is bracing and invivorous. Without him I'd be frightfully efficient and too rigorous. So though he is insufferably vexing and tyrannical, he adds a certain flavor to my labors musumanical. When chaos came to Cadia in manners most apocalyptical, I briefly played the hero, though my motives were elliptical. For should the galaxy collapse to war-based ruination, it rather spoils prospects for continued acquisition. I aided one archmagos in a project pylon technical, released a few acquaintances from storage hypothetical. Then when the world was ending in a fashion operatical, I helped myself to souvenirs delightfully dramatical. For even in catastrophes I never cease collecting. A moment lost to history is hardly worth respecting, and thus Lord Creed was gathered in conditions quite narrational, a final perfect exhibit, tragic, grand, inspirational. So if you seek eternity in poses statuesque and fine, preserved beyond decay in galleries sublime and crystalline, take comfort that your legacy will never be divisible, for I am Trazyn infinite, and you are quite admissible.